Hey, it's Vitaly from Codlibri, and in today's video we are talking about digital agencies and their first outsourcing projects. When most digital agencies starting with marketers, you're great at traffic, you're great at different type of marketing campaigns for your clients, and a part of most services will be at some point website development. So it's not always enough, demand from your small agency to hire an in-house developer. So you'll start outsourcing with freelancers or maybe one-time contractors. And what does it mean for you is that basically you're trying to hire a one person, it's a developer, and you think that the more you're paying, the better outcome you're getting, for example, better quality assurance part. But in fact, it's not that simple because quality assurance should be really done by somebody. When developers do any type of development work, they know how things are built, they know what to click, what to do, what things are supposed to work. And when a separate person like yourself in these cases, I assume your agency is quite small, or maybe you have some project manager who can take over the brief, small part of quality assurance, like some front end part, you are stuck with the results that are not the best yet. And in order to not be stuck with this kind of mediocre websites, you need to start doing quality assurance. And devs can't do that. So any dev, even senior dev, needs some QA layer on top of him, just because everything that are constantly worked on for a while, your eye just getting blurry and dev can't basically see everything. Yes, the more experience you have, probably the less bugs will be there. The less difference will be from initial design to what you are getting, but still some errors will slip through. And the idea of QA is to make sure that nothing, at least nothing major, slips through. So, who should do the QA in this situation is probably yourself as the person who outsources. You will need to allocate some time in order to walk through the brief, I would say. So in our use case, it's mostly developers are getting Figma designs. So the QA part is basically compare how exactly the website looks in a browser, in different browsers, comparing to the Figma design. And this is like a front end part of quality assurance. And also, as we are working with the WordPress websites, there is some backend admin stuff. So we need to make sure that if a field is not filled in, there are no gaps. If there like all types of data are input into the field, only the valid ones are outputted, others are filtered, and so on and so on. So what happens when you are as a small agency starting doing quality assurance yourself? You probably think that website looks good, but in fact, you are not doing good enough QA. Because there are two different uh, types of QA, as I said, like a front-end part and the back-end part. And what you can do is really usually briefly check through your browser, the front-end part, but you don't use different tools like Lambda test to test through different browsers. You don't use Perfect Pixel plugin to check how things are working here and there. You probably skip different responsive weird size of windows. So website may look good at certain breakpoints, but between them, it may look awful. And that's the most common mistake with page builders, because they have breakpoints, but on edge cases where it's like 1 or 2 pixels above the breakpoint, they look really, really bad. And so the idea is to take this QA layer and take it seriously while you are trying to outsource the development. It's not something that you drop a Figma design, you forget about that, and you briefly check. No, it's constant work with project management, where you answer different developers' questions, where you providing some clarifications on different stuff, where you still have other tasks to do, and you simply like checking, yeah, looks good, okay, let's run. That's not how it works. Basically, when the landing page is developed by one of our best developers, it's usually at least like 30 QA points on the first round of QA, then the second round of QA, and there may be a few more, and then we deliver it to client, an agency like yours, and you still have few more points to complete, and only then this page is considered as done. So when we are talking about landing page of, I don't know, 8 to 10 sections, it's usually like a day of internal QA plus like a half of a day or a day of getting some feedback from an agency. And that's how websites are built from like Figma to a final custom coded WordPress website. What's the problem here is that some agencies, say how to say, they check the work and they think, okay, that looks good, then this like developer is good. It's not always like that, because if the QA is skipped, even good developer can make some, mistakes just because it's person, just because it's work. AI does mistakes, so why persons cannot do them? So very important is to allocate the time for the decent quality assurance, and when you do so, you pay with like your time and attention, your eyes and tools, and hiring just one freelance person won't deliver you like the same quality of result as hiring a team like ours, where we do have like developer who work on the project, PM who clarifies different types of things for him without touching the client, another agency, and then the QA does back and forth with all the tasks, and then an agency receives a really nice website where they can just walk through, check the copy, check the images, assign everything, and say, oh yeah, I'm happy to sign this off. And that's how you do QA when outsourcing website development. It was Vitaly from Colibri, and see you next Friday.